Melissa is enjoying some bonding time with his new horse when Sheriff Freddy brings word of a wounded cleric newly arrived in town. Melissa goes to deal with the issue, and when he arrives, he notices the knight who was in the stockades has expired. He enters the sheriff's hut to evaluate the cleric. The cleric of Astaire, while wounded, is still able to talk and explains he was attacked by a displacer beast and found by Hannibal and brought into town. Melissa extends his hospitality to Therin the cleric and offers him room and board at the estate while he convalesces, but strategically prevents him from praying for spells or getting enough rest to recover. With Lilith's help, Melissa ensures the cleric gets bed rest to buy him time to consider his options. He decides to go with Therin on his quest to Jacksonville in Gator Beach and takes Lilith along in case of injury. During the journey, they come across a zombified jaguar, but the cleric drives it off with holy power before Melissa can investigate it fully. They eventually reach Jacksonville, while Melissa and Lilith go to the tavern, and Therin goes to a small church to pray. They hear rumours of strange, shambling beings that appear after nightfall, so decide to wait. Sure enough, the undead assail the town, but unfortunately, Melissa and Therin drive them off. They decide to seek lodgings in a nearby house and find a nude but accommodating host. Who is the necromancer haunting Jacksonville? What dark secrets will Melissa learn? Will Melissa and Therin become BFFs? Let's find out now on Dicing with Death.
Can't hear anything you're saying, Ryan, but we're live! And maybe our audio is going to work. We're going to find out shortly. Welcome to Dicing with Death, where we are having a lot of technical problems today. So, we're having...
So rude, Neal. I'm listening to the recap. I mean, way to fill airtime while I catch up with stream.
Was that your clever solution to listening to the recap, was to do it on your phone?
Yeah, I just pulled up your Twitch stream on my phone.
Nice. God, we're having problems today, guys, but it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine.
Virtual audio cables, am I right?
Virtual audio cables. Ugh. Never go with English tech support. Yeah.
So, shall we just start playing and see if this thing works?
Yeah, let's do it.
See if you can roll virtual dice without virtual background audio. I don't know.
We might.
In case you're just watching the VODs, Neal updated his computer and everything broke, so we don't have. I think basically what we're missing is just tabletop audio sound.
Maybe
stuff,
it
right?
might be coming through right now, but
wait. I can. I hear a spoopy swamp in the distance.
It's definitely okay. It's coming through. They can hear the sounds
of Tweety birds.
Yes, it's coming through. What is this program called? Roll20 instead of through the disco. Yes.
Well,
I think it's all going to work. It's just going to be a little bass backwards. It'll be fine. Malsifer Winters, you are in Jacksonville. You've already defeated the first of the Jaguars. Do you have any idea how many Jaguars are in Jacksonville?
Did we defeat a Jaguar? I thought it ran away.
Is that defeating?
Well, yeah, I definitely defeated, but I don't think... Did we kill it?
No.
Who knows?
No, you just drove it off.
Yeah, I think I took control over it and sent it away, and then he turned it, and the priest turned it.
Mm-hmm. That means there's only 10 Jaguars left before you can score a touchdown.
I'll start collecting Jaguar scalps to keep track.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe we are No, we're not at Gator Beach. We're at some knight's manor house.
That's right.
We were preparing to introduce the knight as we left on a cliffhanger last time. Yeah, we also had a standoff against some. Why do we even have these recaps if you aren't going to pay any attention?
Because I was trying to fix stuff while everything was going live, and the recap was 10 out of 10, but I was so struggling to fix. There were so many fires to put out.
All right, so in Jacksonville,
yeah, you're not in
the
Jacksonville.
priest and I waited at that tavern.
Yes.
Remember? And
Yes.
and after nightfall,
Yes, and
the
then
zombies
you went to
started
the
rolling through town.
Yeah.
And we had our porch side standoff with the zombos.
Yes.
And then we fled to the local lord, right?
Yes. Did we get this local lord's name yet?
My goodness, Neal.
I don't know.
The last episode we left on a cliffhanger with him answering the door naked, and we
that's right. It was definitely in the.
But it was like you wanted, yeah.
I remember that in the recap.
Like,
Yeah.
We were gonna take the week to prep this guy's whole backstory and like personality, and you rolled his stats, right, Neal?
I do. I got stats for him up the wazoo. Yeah.
Up to what? You only need 6, maybe 7. Like how many?
Well, he needs a grub skill, okay, and he needs a handedness, and he needs a sexual alignment. You know, there's a lot of stats to roll for. All right, this is Kel Jason Osborne.
Really?
What?
All right.
Is Jason Osborne a real person?
No, Neal, of course not. You're fine. Everything's fine.
Okay, good. Kel Jason Osborne stands before you, naked, sword drawn, or kind of hanging at his side. Shifts his eyes between the three of you. And
There was no
says,
shifting. Like I was like, "What up, fellow noble?" And I was on my high horse, and then the cleric came up, and he was like, "We're clerics, and we're fighting zombos." Or I'm a cleric, and we're hunting zombos. And it was, I don't know.
We're having audio issues. We're having DM issues. All right, guys, today is not our
Having
day.
memory issues. We're just too old for this. Too old for this shit.
Yeah. Okay, so you talked to him, and
I don't know. I mean, we can continue talking to him. I don't think he gave his name, but
Yeah,
like,
well, he gives
I
his
remember
name
the
now.
cleric pushing past me and being like, "I am holy."
right.
I don't know,
So
don't
he
let me
shifts
roleplay
his
my
eyes
character-
between
your
the
character
three of
for
you after Theron goes on about being a cleric of a stair. He eyes Malcifer up and down. He takes a look at Lilith with you. Let me just write that down so I don't forget.
Don't forget Lilith's name.
Don't forget Lilith's name.
I'm just gonna keep. Are you just writing Lilith in your notebook over and over again? You surely will invoke some foul curse if you keep up this behavior.
My notebook looks like a text from The Shining. It's just Lilith, 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 Lilith. Yeah.
All right. And my horse.
Oh, look. Now the tech support's here ready to fix everything. Oh, now that we're in the middle of game.
We don't need you, NECA.
Yeah,
We're
we've
doing
moved
just
on.
fine without you.
We're fine. We don't need
Nothing's
you.
on fire. We swear. Nealbot is still alive. We haven't killed him. Just our campaign. That's
Kel
not-
Jason Osborne shifts his eyes suspiciously between the three of you before stepping aside, opening the door, and gesturing in with his weapon, his longsword, and saying, "I am Kel Jason Osborne. Welcome to my manor. Please come in. It's cold outside."
Is it actually cold outside?
Yeah, it's nighttime.
I roll a perception check to determine if it's no. I'm just kidding. All right. My horse can. Is there a stables apparent, or it's dark? Do we just leave it
It's
tied
dark.
up?
Yeah, he sees your horse. He
yeah,
whistles
I think-
for a servant who will take care of it for you. Nobles will
good.
have to deal with this lowly stuff. You got peasants for that.
Yeah. I pause as for stepping in the door and look at Lilith.
Mm-hmm.
She's a peasant.
She is
look
a
like
peasant.
a peasant.
Yes.
Huh.
She looks like a dirty camp liver of yours.
Yeah.
She's well below the stature of this house, and it is apparent on her face, her discomfort with being here. The clearly, like, I am dressed like a dirty woods druid, and here we are in this, like, noble's house. You can see she's uncomfortable. Her head is cast down. She gives a polite curtsy when the knight talks, and shuffles in quietly behind the two of you, trying to remain as unseen as possible.
Well, a towering Malcifer Winter enters the house, casting a wide shadow for Lilith to cower in.
Yep. Our knight leads you into towards a parlor. Not really a parlor. It's more of this is actually more of a sitting room. Doesn't matter. It's the only public room he's got here, and heads off to get dressed while servants sort of rouse themselves, and one of them goes to takes care of the horse, and another like sleepily comes into the sitting room in a what do you call it, like a nightgown, blurry-eyed, looks at you guys and heads off to the kitchen to rummage around a snack.
Osborne.
Yeah, a few minutes later, Osborne heads back out.
I don't have a heraldry or anything, so I presume I don't know who this guy is in the slightest.
Yeah, you know fucking idea who this guy is.
Whether he's a noble, which liege he serves. There's only one, there's only one count in Pine Spur, right?
Right.
Okay, so we would all hypothetically, well...
know the count.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Can I assume you've like dug deeply into his backstory and his hobby? You've got a list of all the books that are here in his study, right?
Yeah, I do actually.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone has the same goofy wizard books, Neal.
Shut up.
I'm just kidding. Your books are great.
He's got a whole bunch of books. You want to know what books he's got, Ryan?
No,
we're going to talk about the books in his library.
I could roll a non-proficient heraldry, but I think the best way available for me to size him up is to take a look at his his parlors, whatever this room is.
Yeah, his library.
His foyer, right? This is the room that he's set up for like guests to size them up. So I guess let's see what's on the business card.
Yeah, the first book that you see on his shelf is called The Winter Sky. Can Gods Die?
Are you serious right now? Yeah. I'm full on reading this book. Yeah.
You pull it off the shelf.
Yeah.
Start flipping through it.
Yeah.
And it starts off with a depiction of the night sky. It's got like the whole constellations as a banner that goes across it, and it points out each of the different gods, and then like circled in a red pen with an arrow pointed to it is the winter sky, where there are no gods' constellations. And the subject line below it says, "The winter sky is devoid of any gods. Or is it?" This book delves into the hidden ideas and theories behind why the winter sky is so devoid. Was there a cosmic war? Were there never any gods of the winters at all? Where are the winter gods just cold and shriveled and we can't see them because they're too small? Who knows? And then it goes, Chapter 1. And it lists, some academic and starts to delve into his theories and give an introduction on his life when Jason Osborne steps on in and clears his throat. Excuse my appearance, but the countryside has been dangerous as of late. You never know who's going to answer your door in the middle of the night.
I fold up the centerfold in the middle of this book with the big sky map that I've just linked in chat.
Mm-hmm. Nice, good job.
And shove the book back on the shelf, pausing for a moment with my fingers on the spine, and then I look over to. Sorry, it's been a jarring night. Can you repeat that? I look to the noble who's re-entered the room.
He casts around at the three of you and says, "What brings you to my humble home so late at night?"
I look to Theron and then look to him and then say, "It would appear you have a necromancer in your lands."
He nods and begins to pace the floor slowly. Yes, I was fearing that. We've seen things. People have gone missing. Bodies have disappeared. Graves have been dug up. Cases. I don't know where it is, but it's out there. For a moment, when you were knocking on the door, I thought it was you.
This is where if we had a soundboard, there'd be a cool jump. I don't know.
It'd be great if we had a working soundboard. If we had working virtual audio cables.
I would just accept it and move on.
I can't, man.
Give this stage direction, and they'll fix it in post-production, right?
Fix it in post is the equivalent of saying, it's fucked, I don't give a shit. Let's just let it be fucked.
You've known of this malevolence
We have
in your
feared
house for how long?
a week.
And
There
what-
was a person, well, the remains of a person. Bones, a skeletal man found on the road, shattered to bits. Unusual. Skeletons don't just appear on the paths between towns. And lying completely on the surface, in proper form as if it had just been standing, except for its missing head? No. Certainly bizarre. We suspected necromancy immediately, but have been unable to locate the witch.
We came to Jacksonville because of the murders.
Jacksonville. I've suspected that's the source of the problems. That's where the sheriff went missing. Sheriff Julian, gone. Good man. No, Sheriff Julian, that's his apprentice. Sheriff Ryan? I think it was Sheriff Ryan and Deputy Julian.
You are just the worst with names.
Maybe. I might be. I don't have my note. I don't. Sure.
And the cleric too, right?
Theron?
The cleric. The
Yes.
cleric
Yeah,
of Jacksonville.
the priestess.
Priest.
Yes. She also went missing.
Were any of the zombies we killed priests or sheriffs?
No.
Okay. Well, it would appear murder is the lesser of the crimes we are presented with.
It's an odd day when murder is the lesser crime.
Well, is food or tea being presented to us?
Yes, a servant comes in with some chamomile tea and some cookies.
No, we need the strong stuff. Is this chamomile?
You send him back?
No, this isn't my house, but I look with disdain and judge this backwards noble accordingly.
Okay, that's right. It was indeed Sheriff Ryan and Assistant Sheriff Julian. Yes. And this is Kel Jason Osborne. Yes.
Oh my god.
Did you don't watch Gnomes, Tomes, and Catacombs then, do you? You haven't seen it yet.
I haven't really watched it. I read about the drama on the subreddits, but
There's a Sheriff Lyle Huffschmidt in there.
oh, Neal, that's weird. Oh, that's weird. Oh god, and no, what's wrong with you?
No one else understands. No one gets it, buddy. No one gets it. This is how I keep myself entertained with like 7 D&D campaigns a week. I just put my own little Easter eggs in it.
Basing characters in for writers or DMing D&D campaigns is similar in some ways.
Mm-hmm.
Basing characters off of people you know is pretty like common strategy to make believable characters, right? But literally naming them after your family members, it's a different thing.
Anyway.
With Jason Osborne, I was thinking Jason Bourne was what was like.
Oh, Jason Bourne. No. I was thinking
middle name Oz.
I see. I was thinking Osborne from Clara Osborne, Doctor Who. No, that's Oswald. Shit, I got nothing, man. It's a weird day today. Anyway. Jason Osborne is a world-famous rower, though. Yes.
Anyway. Sir, I don't even know what to call a fellow noble.
Lord.
Have you sent word to Pine Spur, or have you banners of your own to call?
An investigation is proceeding. I have sent the captain of my guard to figure it out. He is off.
When was the last time you heard from your captain?
2 days passed. He came back, investigated a few things, with findings from his investigation. And food from his investigation too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Uneaten food.
Don't eat the zombie food.
Ooh! Oh, a turkey bacon bagel sandwich. Yes, marriage is the best, guys. Or at least my wife is the best.
Well, I'm sure chat really appreciates your wife facilitating the ear crunching action.
Can you hear this crunching?
A staple of Neal streams.
You can't hear this stuff.
100% yes we can. It's delightful. It's to replace the soundboard, right? You were like, soundboard down. We need background audio. Get me some chips, stat.
Well,
Thanks,
chat
honey.
can't hear it. The what do we call it? Noise gate is low enough or high enough set that chat can't hear my crunching. Just you, Ryan.
I think we just blew their eardrums out in the sound check.
Ah, shit. Maybe they can't hear it. All right, whatever. It's fine. Look, it's fine.
Well, I look to Theron, who was very talkative last time, but has been suspiciously quiet since we've gotten into the study. Is he tired? Is he like napping on the couch? Or is
No. The middle-aged Theron. Yeah, he's middle-aged. Sits down heavily on one of the seats and says, "My dear Kel Osborne, we would be happy to continue this discussion in the daytime. We will tell you of what we found, including the zombies we have slain, the clues we have gathered, but first we must rest and take in our morning prayers. Would you be amenable to putting us up for the night?" To which Kel Osborne nods and instructs one of the servants to show you to your rooms. And he pauses and looks between Malcifer and Lilith and goes, "Forgive the intrusion. Are you two wed? Or do you need separate rooms?"
I look to him with the face of disgust, and I say, my servant, right? My servant can stay wherever would be appropriate. Have you
He nods.
Yeah.
And his servants will show her to a guest servant quarters.
Yeah.
Are you taking that as a slight on who you are? That you might be considered to be wed to this peasant?
I don't know. It was an awkward presupposition, but this is Osborne's house. Do I have any idea whether this guy is I don't know. I mean, yeah, anything about this? So he's a.
He's a
I've
knight.
heard he's
A landed
he's
knight.
up as Cal, so he's a landed knight. The only count is Pine, right? So unless he is an outcast noble such as myself, he
owes
swears
his allegiance to Pine Spur.
Pine Spur. And who is the pretender count in Pine Spur at the moment?
It is the last of the old line who, when Gate Isle capitulated, sort of became the went from like kings to counts.
Yeah, do we have a...
I do. I just need to look up his name. It's in a buried file somewhere.
I mean, it's fine if Malsifer doesn't know. That seems reasonable.
No, Malsifer would
Herald
definitely know. Eridon. Pine Spur.
Baron Grayson, I guess is Arthrin Grayson.
Baron Arthur Grayson.
Okay.
He's old. He's 90 years old.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he's not even a count. He's just a baron. He got demoted from his family got demoted from kings to barons.
He is in fact. He is in fact.
Well, a couple generations back, the Graysons were the.
So it was the Graysons in
family.
Pine Spur.
Yeah, but
they
once
surrendered Pine Spur
capitulated,
to
and then they
Eridon.
just like took it down a notch, you know.
Eridon's crumbling, though, right?
Yes.
Has Grayson not declared himself king or anything like that?
No. Grayson is old and frail.
But there is no more Eridon, right?
Mm-hmm.
At this point in time, are we aware? Am I aware of that? Has news traveled to Gate Isle?
Yeah. Shit's falling apart. Eridon is still Stromheim is still acting as if they're in charge of everything, even though the entire countryside is falling apart. So it's in a state of collapse currently.
Okay. So, well, I guess we rest up and we'll reconvene in the morning. This Kel Jason is the knight who looks after Jacksonville.
He's in charge of Jacksonville and a few other nearby villages.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got a few properties. So I guess you guys all go to bed.
Yep.
Okay. You wake up.
Apparently, that's a thing that humans need.
Sleep? Yeah, just humans though. Elves can meditate.
What about
you wake-
necromancers?
You sleep.
Oh, okay.
Or you never sleep. I don't know. You wake up to a beautiful morning. Birds are outside. There's even a hummingbird right outside your window feeding on a flower. The stillness and calmness to the air. A warm breeze blows through your room. So a servant has apparently come in the morning and opened a window. You must have been more tired than you realized not to have woken up when he entered your room.
Well, I rise, see to my horse, I guess. Is it sleeping outside on the porch, or has it been taken to his stables? So I guess I walk out the manor house and see the property in the daylight.
Yeah, there's a village down the hill, maybe 1,000 feet away or something.
Not Jacksonville?
Not Jacksonville. No, this is a different village nearby. Jacksonville's a little further away. And there's a barn area down, a few barns down by the village. That must be where your horse is, because there's no barns anywhere near the manor house. The house itself is made of stone, is built as if it's going to be a defensible building, even though it's only a single story tall. It's probably got 12 rooms in it or something, not like bedrooms, but 12 rooms total. Maybe half of them are bedrooms. Yeah, it's a quaint little estate.
All right. I think the plan is to suit up and head out and try and find this captain, whatever, this captain of the guard, if he is still alive.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember his name. I don't think it's important.
Not yet.
How far are these barns? Like
1,000 feet or so.
Okay, that's fine. I walk down the hill to the village to check on my horses.
Yep, the villages, people are awake, hustling about, going about their business. Sure enough, as you come down the hill, one of the peasants there hurries over to you, cap in hand, gives you a deep, stiff bow, and says, "My lord, we've stabled your horse. Would you like me to show you to it?"
I nod and follow after him.
Sure.
Yeah.
Your horse is stabled.
He didn't ask for ID or anything like that or a credit card. He just recognized a noble to see one.
It's a small place. You're coming down from the manor house. He was told the night before that some noble showed up and we need to stable his horse, have it ready for him in the morning. And here comes some weird looking dude with nice
with a pack
clothes.
Well, I don't know how my clothes are looking, but I've got like my mail and a backpack, probably just like folded and like piled.
Yeah, he just makes the
and
assumption that you're the person.
Stuff, right? Yeah, so I'm
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And I will see to my horse. I'll give him a silver. Is that a thing?
Sure. Yeah. He takes it and with a big, bright, beaming smile, thanks you profusely. And asks if there's anything else he can do for you.
As long as my steed has everything he needs, you're done here.
Yes, sir. I've brushed the gelding.
You may be excused.
And he hurries off.
Gelding? Is it a gelding? Isn't a gelding a female horse or something?
No, a gelding
or a male horse
is
that's been kept small for
that has been castrated.
I don't think you would use a gelding as a war horse, would you?
I
think geldings are kept small for like, but maybe I'm calmer and better behaved. I don't know.
I don't know why you wouldn't have one as a warhorse. More suitable to be everyday working animal? Maybe not.
I don't know.
This one is.
Okay.
This one is.
That's how they kept it as a medium warhorse instead of a heavy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I load up the saddle, or has that already been done?
You can get the horse prepped and ready to go.
Saddle it up. Ready my own gear.
Yep.
And then shall I just leave it here until we're ready to go, or was there a place to?
I don't know. You just decided to go grab your horse first thing in the morning.
Well,
everyone else is up
ready.
At the manor
It's time to march. So I think I just gather my gear then.
Okay.
Get my saddlebags packed.
Sure.
I'm Nancy. I don't got spells to rest up for or whatever. So.
Yep. You head back to the manor. There is the knight and your two companions, and they're all breaking their fast. Had a meal of green beans, eggplants, mashed potatoes, and sausage.
Yep.
All
right. I enter. Is there a dining room or something that they're in? There's Lilith with them?
Yes, on all accounts. Although Lilith is not seated at the same table as the others. She has a side table. She's not on the floor.
Okay.
She's off at the servants' table eating with the other servants.
Are they eating the same food?
No, they have turnips.
All right.
And cabbage.
Sirs, and I nod as I sit at the grown-up table.
Mm-hmm.
And break my fast.
Sure.
A charming little village you have down there.
Thank you. So, our Father Theron here was just telling me of the zombies you saw in Jacksonville and the jaguar
yes.
there as well.
I nod firmly. It is as His Holiness said, the Walking Dead.
Most
I think our
terrifying.
first I think we should seek out this captain of yours. What did you say his name was?
Captain Hunt.
Captain Hunt.
Yes, first name Keenan.
Dude, Neal, this has got to stop. You can't just go naming NPCs after
Real world people?
Real world people.
I can't? Why not?
I don't know. All right.
Okay, I can stop it. I can give them more fantastical names that don't break the fourth wall for you.
I'm more concerned with people's, I don't know.
With people's reputations?
Something like that.
I'm respectful with my NPCs that I name after real people.
I don't know. Whatever. We'll talk about this another time, honey.
God. Made him mad.
We should seek out your captain. If he's already 2 days afield, perhaps he knows something.
Perhaps.
If he is still alive, and I give a meaningful look to the night.
After the last check-in, he was going to head to Weston, see if there was anything there.
Weston.
That was 3 days ago now.
Why did you send him west if the trouble has been from the swamp?
We weren't certain. We had found bodies, and there had been mysterious disappearances, including some in Weston. He went to investigate. A couple of children were missing there.
It's not far, actually. We can ride out to Weston in a day, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
The cleric doesn't have a horse. Perhaps I should just ride out to Weston. So I guess I ask, how far is this Weston?
He says he doesn't know exactly where the captain is. He's somewhere out there.
How far is the village he was seeking out?
Oh no, Weston's just like a region, so there are probably lots of villages out there.
So he was wandering around in the woods looking for.
He was going village to village, seeking out info.
Well, I can ride west and check in with your captain. I look to the cleric, Theron.
I shall accompany you then.
I think I can cover more ground on horseback.
Fine.
I can make it to Weston and back before sundown.
Fine.
Will you follow on foot? Should I meet you at the end of the day?
Well, no, if you're going on horse, I shall look around this area. I will take the Lady Lilith with me.
I look across to the servants' table.
She's definitely heard what has been said. Her ears have perked up and her head's slightly turned to the side, but she keeps focusing on the task at hand.
If she could be of help to you, then by all means. Well then, Sir Osborne, I thank you for your hospitality. Has he said anything? He's not like volunteering his own assistance or anything.
Nope.
He just gave us a night's rest in the name of his captain of the guard who's lost.
Yep.
I thought we were getting a party together. Aw.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, he's just a poor landed knight, and his captain of the guard's already out, so someone has to stay and defend the household and keep an eye on things, and he's got to deal with his duties. And
does he look a warrior?
He does. He does. Okay. Despite his middle age, he's in pretty good shape. You saw that last night when he revealed his six-pack abs and his hardened muscles. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So off you go on your own out towards Weston.
Yeah, so I will ride my horse west in and see if I can find any sign of this Captain Hunt.
Yeah.
And we can... and then I'll reconvene with Cleric, and sure. I guess I will trust Lilith to exercise good judgment and not do anything stupid, or I don't know. Good luck. She's got the Cleric's holy symbol.
She does. She has it on her. You head out to Weston, towards Weston, and after a few hours, maybe not even a few hours, maybe like an hour and a half, you come across a small village, maybe 200 people, maybe 40 buildings, 30 buildings at most, a little bit spread out. Center of town is a mill, and it's farmland, grain mostly all around.
Yeah, I ride on into the town.
Sure. You get to the town, and the farms people all sort of look up at the person riding in and pause their work to see who this is and what you're doing.
Hail. Has Captain Hunt been through your village recently? I say, without even bothering to dismount.
One of the new mothers, her baby still swaddled in her arms, approaches you with a curtsy and says, yes, my lord. Captain Hunt came through here not yesterday. Headed south after we told him we hadn't seen anything he was looking for. South by southwest.
Do you know where he was headed?
He said he was going to check the next village over. It's called Smallsville. No, that's a real place. No, it's called Turnip Town.
Oh my God,
you got me second. You got me doubting all of my names now, Ryan.
Well, that's kind of my job, but as long as you don't name it after places that I've lived or something like that.
So I can't call it Gaviota?
Never really lived there, but that is a real place. And it is a real word in Spanish. I don't remember what it means, but in any case.
It's called Gaviota, then. That's better than Turnip Town.
You need a RNG name generator, or are you philosophically opposed?
I am philosophically opposed.
You'd rather just keep on playing with Johns and Pauls and Ringos?
Maybe. I might have to change my philosophies because they might not be practical.
Or you could do prep streams where you just make lists of hundreds of cool names. Like Raekwon.
I could, yeah. Oh, Gaviota is Spanish for seagull.
I knew it.
Yeah.
That sounds right. That sounds like a thing that I knew once, but have since forgotten.
Yeah, so it's either Gaviota or Turnip Town. She's not sure which, but it's down the way. South by southwest.
I ride south by southwest, following the ox trails to the next village over.
Yeah, and you do, sure enough, find the next village over. It is, in fact, called Gaviota. And you can even spot someone who looks to possibly be Captain Hunt.
Really now?
Mm-hmm. He's in the town square. He has a person held up against the wall with his left arm, while he waves a dagger menacingly with his right arm.
I come riding up, literally in the middle of this encounter, almost as if it were waiting to trigger until I rode through.
Well, it's here, and so are you.
Yeah, I come galloping into the center of town, dismounting.
Captain Hunt looks over at you, sees you in your chainmail, lowers his dagger, and lets go of the peasant.
Captain Hunt, I shout. Are
he
you?
Sheathes the dagger and puts his hand on the hilt of his sword. You? Who are you?
Are you Sir Osborne's man?
I am.
I nod. I am Lord Winter, and then I go to look between him and the. Is this look like a brigand that he's got? Does he still have him?
No, he let go of
held?
him when you showed up in your chainmail. He wasn't sure if you were friend or foe, so he wanted to make sure his hands were free.
Is the guy still standing nearby, or did he go running?
He has scampered off maybe 100 feet or so, near the edge of a building, looking back, watching the exchange, as well as a few other people in town.
Yeah, so I'm Lord Winter, and I lean in and whisper into his ear, I'm here about the murders. And then I could stand next to him and look around. Your charge is getting away. And I point to the brigand peeking out from behind a building.
He looks back at the guy and then waves him off and says, I don't think he knew anything either. There have been some children missing out here. No one has come forth with any information. But I am beginning to suspect it has nothing to do with the other missing people or bodies we've found.
There have been... myself and my priest came because we saw things in Jacksonville. I looked to him meaningfully.
Did you?
Unholy things.
Jacksonville. I came through there a while ago. I spoke to a few of the townsfolk, and while there certainly were oddities, a missing sheriff, a missing priestess.
When the sun sets, the dead walk the streets in Jacksonville.
Perhaps we should pay the good people another visit. They might have been holding out on us.
There have been no such troubles here?
No. They say just the missing children, nothing else.
I look around. Is there a horse that could be his, or stables or something, or is it pretty clear that he travels on foot?
There's indeed a horse here.
Are you mounted?
He goes to it, mounts up, and will head with you.
Then let's ride.
Okay. You ride back to Kel Osborne's estate?
Maybe. Or straight for... Yeah, towards Jacksonville. Yeah, we head northeast. It'll be another, 2 hours or so to the estate. And is Jacksonville beyond that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. So I guess we can detour at the estate, see if we run into Lilith or Theron. Lilith and Theron.
You find Lilith and Theron and the rest of the household being led in prayers by Theron. Afternoon prayers.
Where are they praying? Is there a temple in the village?
Yes, he has brought the whole of the household staff, save one watchman, to
Lord included,
down to the temple, the church in town, where everyone has gathered into this building, which is now stifling hot from all of the bodies and the poor ventilation, as he preaches on about the guidance of Astaire and how by following his path laid out before us, we will all live in peace and harmony together. And
Malsifer and Captain Hunt, I think, are slipping in the church doors to the site. How many people are in the
It looks like
temple?
the whole of the village, maybe
So
200.
Yikes.
So
Do I see Lilith in the back, in the front?
She's in the very first pew, right beside Kel Osborne. And you see also someone who must be Kel Osborne's daughter. She's youngish, maybe 9 or 10 years old.
All right. What does the captain do? Does he is he moved to join them in prayer, or is he standing there?
No, he stands on the sidelines, pressed against the wall, waiting for it to end. What do you do?
I think I do the same. I think Malcifer and Captain Hunt sort of stand in the back of the temple and wait for this all to end. But I think we're conspicuous, right? Two heavily armed men march into town, post up in the back of the temple. It's clear that they're here for business. So we stand in the back and wait for the services to wrap up.
Yeah.
I'm not repelled from these holy grounds or anything like that, so I can wait. I'm not offended by your religion.
Yeah. So a few minutes later, the ceremony wraps up. The townspeople slowly disperse and head back to their duties.
Was it like a sermon or a group prayer?
Is there much of a difference? Aren't usually sermons followed up and preceded by group prayers?
Probably, yeah. Sometimes
I haven't spent a lot of time in church.
It really depends on the denomination.
Yeah. Well, what you saw was sermonizing, followed by a short group prayer.
Was there any what's the cleric-y equivalent of witchcraft? He wasn't like draining their soul energy to wasn't using their group prayer to channel his foul magics, was he?
No. It was just asking for thanks and forgiveness and guidance.
Oh, well. All right, so the village departs, or moves to depart, and I guess we walk up to the front of the temple. Is that where we talk with the local knight and my faithful companions?
The large party is now gathered. It consists of Malcifer Winter, Kel Osborne, Father Theron, Lilith, and Captain Hunt. So 5 of you.
That's a modest raiding party.
Yep.
Perfectly sensible number to go zombie hunting with, right? So we approach Sir Osborne. I found your man in Gaviota. A few villages over. He hasn't found anything. I've told him what we saw in Jacksonville. And I gather 5 instances of Neal to have a conversation with themselves.
Oh my god.
4.
The chatter goes back and forth for a while. Captain Hunt says that he wants to go immediately to Jacksonville and search it. Kel Osborne says maybe going at night might be best. Father Theron wants to head down there immediately. And Lilith is a peasant, so she keeps her mouth shut.
It will be late afternoon by the time we can reach Jacksonville. The timing seems auspicious.
Okay.
So is it decided?
It is decided.
Are the 5 of us all going, or does the knight stay here?
He will have the captain of the guard stay back. He needs someone to watch the town and the manor. Someone can be in charge. He will head out this way himself. So he heads home, gears up, throws on a breastplate and some chainmail, a shield and a sword, and a spear. And keeps on his horse.
How tall is Kel Osborne?
Near to 6 feet, somewhere right on that 6-foot area. How tall are you?
6'2".
It's a little shorter than you then.
Breastplate might need to be resized. Might murder him for his gear. We'll see.
All right, 4 of you now head to Jacksonville.
We're not joking about what were we saying? Tides coming down from the sky or something?
Mm-hmm.
It is downright blustery out there. It is raining at like 45 degrees.
Wow.
Cool.
Nice cold rain.
All right. So the party of now 4 rides into Jack. Well, I guess we take it at a walking pace, right? Lilith and the priest walk while the nobles stand mounted. There hasn't been a whole lot of questioning as to why I'm here, right?
No, they seem to have taken it at face value that you're here to help rid the land of evil. You're a noble and you're traveling with the Cleric of Astaire. Your cause is obviously just on the face of it.
Of course it is. And I embrace this social reassurance as I trot my nibble behind back to Jacksonville.
Yeah. You guys arrive in Jacksonville in the late afternoon.
Is there much conversation, or is there a silence upon the party as we...
It's pretty quiet. Everyone has been talking about this. The reality of a necromancer has set in, and people are quiet and sort of gritting their teeth against the impending evil.
Alrighty. Evil awaits. All right, we enter Jacksonville. It was not a walled city, correct? It's just the road heads along. It curves along the edge of the swamp, correct?
There's a walking trail along the edge of the swamp. Yeah, you can come in from that side.
Along this. We hitch up our horses, I think, outside the tavern, right? That was the main center of town, and look about for villagers.
Well, you see them. There are a few villagers here and there.
Do they come to gather about their liege lord?
They stand mouth agape looking at you like, dumb idiots. You can go to them, but they don't come to you. They just kind of stand and go, "Oh, look there, Jimmy. There's a noble."
Is that how you speak to your lord? Oh my god, these savages. Mouse finds himself longing for the noble people of Winter's Reach. At least they understand respect.
Yep, not these guys.
Cool. All right. Does the knight has nothing to say to his people or nothing to ask them? This is the first time he's been to Jacksonville in a while, I presume, right? We were just here.
You were just here.
They probably recognize us as those loonies from a few days ago that...
Right. They do. They will definitely
shot at zombies with a crossbow.
They'll recognize Kel Osborne just because he's the
Actually, we fled,
lord.
didn't we? We left the corpses in the street, didn't we, and ran for the manor?
Something like that, yeah.
So they saw it. The whole town boarded up for the night, right? And we held out on the porch. Killed a couple zombies, but fearing that reinforcements would come, I think we just left bodies in the street and fled for the manor house in the middle of the night.
Yep.
I assume the bodies have been cleared.
Yep.
So did the Lord, does he get news from his people, or has he been filled in off screen with
no, I guess the four of you head up to these people and he asks directly, "Good people of Jacksonville, have you seen anything out of place?" And one of the peasants goes, "Well, there's some rotten corpses on the main road outside of the tavern, but other than that, no."
So the bodies are still there.
Yeah. The knight nods and directs you guys, and you make your way back towards where the tavern is. The corpses have been put aside and a tarp has been put over them. They are right now adjacent to the tavern.
I crook an elbow to cover my nose and throw the tarp aside, confirming that there are bolts sticking out of at least one of the zombies' eye socket.
Yes.
These are the zombies we took care of the other day. I say, looking to the cleric for affirmation.
Cleric nods. Yes, these are indeed.
I look to the Lord to gauge his reaction. Is he disgusted? Is he puking?
He's concerned. He dismounts and goes and pokes at the bodies a bit, turns them over, comes back and mounts up on his horse and says, "This is truly disturbing."
While we have daylight, I would actually like to get a look at the bodies and try and discern how these zombies were created. Did they drill into the side of the head? Good old scalp flap?
There is
lobotomized. What are we in through the nose? Out.
There's like a cut open sections in the back of the head, like where an area where the skin has been removed and then the skull taken out, the ritual done, the skull put back, the skin folded over, and then sewed shut. You can see the crude stitchings of an unpracticed hand around the back of the skull.
An unpracticed hand.
Mm-hmm.
Sloppy work. Mousefer thinks to himself.
The corpses, one of them is an elderly gentleman, and the other is a young woman.
Does our dear father perform any sort of ritual? Does he put these bodies to rest?
Not yet. No, he's just looking over them, aghast.
What are our horses doing? I think we dismount to look at these corpses. Are they tied up a ways away? Are they hitched up?
Sure, you can hitch them wherever you want.
I was kind of curious if they were repulsed by the bodies.
They're not.
I don't care.
Okay. No. I mean, their heads are smashed in. They're definitely not undead anymore. They're just corpses now. They can continue to rot as usual.
Well, I fear that if we wait for sundown, there will be more of them.
Well then.
Is there a villager about?
Sure. Yep. The tavern owner is about.
Oh, perfect. I can't remember his name, but he gave me info last time, so I will approach the tavern owner and ask him if the shamblers have been back. If you've had any.
Not since last night. Not since you brought them low.
Was that last night? That was last night.
Yes.
Okay, never mind. Then of course they haven't been back. All right. It's been a busy day.
Mm-hmm.
What was I drinking last time? Was I drinking? I think we were keeping our wits about us.
I don't remember.
All right. They have coffee here?
They do.
Or real tea?
They have coffee and Earl Grey tea.
Yeah. Let's why don't you brew a pot?
They put some French vanilla coffee on to boil.
Flavored.
Yes, flavored. One of the prime products produced here in Jacksonville is vanilla beans. So, many vanilla flavored things here in town. I guess the four of you are gonna just stand about waiting for something to happen.
I think we're gonna kill time for sundown. I guess I will see to my horse.
Mm-hmm.
Seems that Lilith doesn't have the skills to squire, does she?
No, she is a
brush down my own horse.
Yeah, she's more of like a druid than anything. A non-spell.
Druid. I thought you didn't believe in druid. Dark elves, druids. Neal, I don't even know who you are anymore.
Meme's gotta die.
Which one?
All of them.
All the memes.
Memes are bad, and you should feel ashamed. You kill time until nightfall.
Yeah, I think I don't think there's anything particular we need to do. I think we do the same. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Theron's gonna go to the church and tidy up and see if anyone wants to be preached to this evening. So it's the three of you here in the tavern when the sun goes down.
I think on
the chill
on the
night
porch.
air rolls in.
Yeah, where my horses. Where did we leave the horses last time? They must have just been hitched up nearby. The zombies cared more for human flesh than I think our horses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is the tavern abandoned, or does it clear out at sundown?
No, it's actually quite full. there are 2 lords in town right now. Well, 1 knight and 1 lord. And a cleric. Oh my god. So everyone's in the tavern to try and get a glimpse of you and to gossip about the happenings.
Where are we posted up? Are we outside on the porch again? Is that our...
Swatting at the mosquitoes as they buzz about.
All right. I'm sitting there with a crossbow in my lap.
In a rocking chair, whiskey in one hand, crossbow on the lap.
Waiting for the dead to come.
Yep.
Dueling banjos plays in the distance.
Mm-hmm. And that's when you see Theron coming down the road, running as fast as his little feet will carry him.
I stand up and look. Which direction is he running from?
Up the road towards the church, so like uphill.
Is that from the east or from the west?
From the south. Yeah, away from the
southeast. Yeah. Southwest. Okay. Do we have a view from the porch, or?
Yeah, you can see him coming down the hill. It's a clear night, and the moon is out, so you can see him fairly well as he runs, huffing and puffing towards you, arriving, saying, "Hey, there was something watching us from the church. I ran outside to see it, but missed it. It was gone."
Wait, he was at the church? I think he was running to the church.
He was proselytizing, so he's coming from the church to you.
Okay, the church was up the hill.
Yeah.
I step off the porch and look up the hill to the church. Are there torches or candles or anything lit? Like, is there light coming from the church?
Yes, there is.
Are there any people up there? I ask Theron. Are other people coming and running down the hill, or were you alone?
I didn't tell them. I dismissed them at the end of the sermon and let them go and went to investigate on my own, but didn't see anything outside, so I came for you.
I go to unhitch my horse.
Okay.
Perhaps, yeah. Perhaps we should go to the temple.
Okay.
Maybe I look like down the road, down the hill. The church seems the most defensible place in town, isn't it?
Possibly, yes.
Maybe we should all go to the temple. But I take my horse's leash in hand and walk up the hill to the temple. Presumably Lilith and Theron are following me.
Yes. They all come. Osborne brings his horse as well.
Okay.
And you guys find yourself at the church. He shows you to the back where there was a window that a figure was looking through.
Oh, okay, so it sounds like he was inside the church and he saw someone spying on him from the outside. Mm-hmm. I go to look at that side. I go outside of the church to like where the person would have been looking in from and sort out which side of the church it is.
It is on the back of the church, so they would have been watching Theron from behind.
Which is north? From the north?
The church faces west, so the back of it would be east.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I go to that window from the outside and look down the hill to the east to where that person may have directly come from or run to.
Yeah, the back of the church is a cemetery.
But I can see.
Give me a perception check while you're in the cemetery.
Nice. Does my undead lore come into play at all?
Not yet.
Cancel. Perception is 13. 22 is a pass.
Yeah. There are some footprints in the damp and soft earth here, right at the base of the window, as if someone had been standing here for a while and shifting their weight constantly back and forth.
So someone was standing here watching.
Definitely. Theron's not making it up.
Is anyone around, or did we split up to look at?
Nope, you're all here. All 4 of you are here.
So I point this out to the party. Look here, someone was standing and watching for some time.
I think it's time for tracking checks, see if you guys can follow the footprints.
Yeah, I guess I'll do my non-proficient best.
Let's see, Theron cannot track. Kel Osborne cannot track.
So is that it's wisdom based, right?
Yeah, it
Or
should
is
be
it perception
half.
based?
It should be perception. Half your perception plus d20 if you're untrained.
Maybe even with a bigger penalty, I cannot track. So I've spotted the footprints, but I like they're too light coming and going.
That's okay. Lilith, your forest druid witch woman, can follow the footprints.
Does she follow them like a trained tracker would, or is she just
She does.
just make a non-proficient lucky roll?
She made a non-proficient lucky roll, but she performed very well, and she is, let's say, working on a tracking proficiency. She's just not leveled, so she can't do shit. So she will follow the footprints as they wind through the graveyard further east.
Okay, so we hop the fence to get out of the graveyard. The idea?
There's a gate that the footprints go through.
Open the gate, recollect our horses, and head. You said east?
Mm-hmm.
So it must wrap down and around.
It doesn't. It does not head back towards the village.
Okay.
These footprints head towards the outskirts, towards the boonies. You know.
Towards the swamp?
No.
The woods.
Let's
right?
take the road that you're on. The main road that leads out of town, uptown, I should say, is in this direction, sort of like this. The church is up there. This road, this trail, these footprints head this direction, so perpendicular to the main road.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Of course, they're not extending 4 miles. It's just going for a little ways. You push through the graveyard, passing old dead trees, past graves, until you find one that has been recently dug up.
These are in this is outside of the cemetery. There's more
At the very
graves?
edge of the cemetery.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is a recently unburied grave. The casket has been opened and left.
It's just okay. They didn't even bother to It's just an empty casket that has been. This one's fresh. I feel the grave dirt and try to gauge how long it's been since it was dug up.
Give me a gauge check, Ryan.
I don't have the gauge skill.
Well, it's not hard packed.
Perception
It's
check
not
or
even
something?
loose packed. It is. It's probably not been here more than a day.
Yeah, I think based on the moisture content, I'm trying to. Has this been sitting out in the sun all afternoon, or was this?
Nope. Definitely not in the sun all afternoon.
So this was like this is fresh. Fresh grave dirt. I like crumble a fistful in my hand and let it fall between my fingers. Come on. And we fetch the horses and head out. Follow the trail into the woods if we can. Maybe, yeah.
You continue forward towards some small houses on the very edge of town when you see lurching, shambling shapes begin to close in on you from 3 directions, in front and both of your sides. There are zombies here, and skeletons too.
A blank white page.
Yes.
Cool.
We're gonna need a Malcifer. We're going to need a Cleric. This will be our Cleric of Astaire. We're going to need a Knight. We're gonna use this one, even though Jason is a man. We'll use that token, and we need a... And I guess our lovely Lilith will be played by a man instead of a woman. Wonderful.
Why are you assuming that, or does it say elf male? In the,
It says elf male, yeah.
It's kind of got a goatee.
Yeah. A little goofy. All right, so you can see approaching you from the sides are zombies, and from in front as well. Excellent. So I guess we could roll initiative, but the zombies always go last, so why don't we just have all the
skeletons
PCs
as well?
Yes, the skeletons are coming from the backside.
So the skeletons will roll initiative, right?
Yes. Here's our skeleton buddies.
So I think the smart move for me to make is to take control of one of these creatures and command it to turn on its cohort. But if I get too intense with the instructions, well, I don't know.
Yes.
So we are on, and so myself and the knight are mounted. This is like after we've headed some distance down the hill.
I think you're probably walking your horses through the graveyard and then through the stuff beyond it.
Is this in the graveyard or is this beyond?
This is beyond the graveyard.
I think when we left the gate, we went around to the front of the church, grabbed our horses, and followed the trail.
Okay, then the two of you are mounted.
I think we would be mounted, probably following shortly behind Lilith, who's leading the trail.
Okay. So then we'll get Malcifer on a horse. And we'll get Kel Osborne on a horse.
And Lilith is leading the way. Maybe I pulled my horse out in front. Or I guess we'll see.
There we go. All right. Let's have... God, so many NPCs. Okay. Do we get a Malcifer in here as well? Wonderful. So, the first of the creatures will go, and the skeletons amble up from behind you. They've got more movement than... The map is a little bit bigger than what we've got on screen here, but they do come up from behind and will make attacks at you. Malcifer.
I whirl my horse around.
15 and 4 to hit as they clatter their bony fingers against your legs.
My AC is 15 on the nose, unless I can come up with any sort of bonus, which I don't think I get.
I don't think you can. I think
there's a high ground bonus, but there's no associated penalty. So unless it was going for the horse, which I don't think it was, I think a 15 will hit.
Do you still have your armor?
I have one charge
yeah?
of spirit armor.
So you reduce the incoming damage by 2?
Damage by 2, yeah.
Okay, let me just find my zombie damage chart. Or skeleton damage chart, I'm sorry.
I think it should be is it armed with a weapon, or is it just using its claws?
It's just using a claw, so just
I think
D4.
it's D4 damage.
Yeah, it claws at you for 3 minus 2 is 1.
Mm-hmm.
You take 1 damage from the skeleton. Okay. Second skeleton misses, and it becomes Malcifer's turn.
Okay, I had my crossbow ready, but I think I'm going to change actions to attempt to command a skeleton.
Okay.
So that would reduce my... so my innate weapon speed is 3, which is 2 more than I've got, which is 10, which is still before the next skelly. Okay. Just to clarify, so far I've only used it on one undead at a time, but I can command. Do you think how the controlling of undead would work? It's single target, one at a time,
yes.
At least, barring any high level addendums.
Yes.
Okay, so I would choose a single target and attempt to control. Okay. So I think I will shout, back, foul creatures, and then I lock with the one who's back here.
You're gonna lock eyes
and
try to command that one.
Try to command that one.
All right, give me an opposed willpower check.
$12 on the die. It's a 27. Strong-willed mouse for exerts. Mm-hmm.
A 32.
Whoa. Okay, so they don't back.
They do not back.
Skeletons continue to shamble forward.
Yes. Your druid will fall
pretty.
back into near you guys. She doesn't really have any weapons. She's got a knife. That's about it. So she falls back. The next of the skeletons ambles towards the knight. Makes a roll to hit. Natural 17. Plate and chain is what AC? Plate is what, 15 for the body, and chain is 2 for the limbs? I think it's at AC 17.
Yeah.
Yep. So the skeleton hits the knight for 1d4 damage, hitting for 3. And our 3rd level fighter knight has... he only has 14 HP. It's not great.
I only have 4, so...
The knight goes, whirls on the skeleton with a slash from the sword, striking it for d8 plus 2 for 6 damage. You know skeletons have 8 HP, so he's got to be at 2 out of 8. Our cleric will turn to face the skeleton and go to bash it with its mace. Wild miss. The last of the skeletons will come forward towards the cleric. 20 to hit him.
No.
Absolutely hits him for 4 damage.
And I would like to move.
Okay.
I would like to spur my horse into action. So I don't know if that will occur at the end of this round or if it should get rolled into next round's initiative. So I would like to get my horse to do an overrun.
Okay.
As a move, but I don't know if you wanted to do that at the end of this round with the zombies or.
Go ahead and do it now before the zombies move.
Okay, so I think I need to make a horseback riding check.
Okay.
To do this, but if I succeed, I should be able to spur my horse into moving. Animal handling is 14. Horse riding is 18. Perfect. So I think this should be pretty simple to do.
Oh, yeah.
Yield it. So I kind of want to head off. I just want to spur my horse into just moving. It's spooked already. Just overrun these skeletons. Get me out of here. It's a war horse. This is what we do.
Yep.
They aren't even armed, right? So they shouldn't get OAs, really. I know an overrun typically gives OAs, but I don't think I can just
Not against skeletons. They can't do that, yeah.
So I'm going to make an attack roll against 2 of them.
Yes.
Probably can't do all 3.
They need to make saving
horse
throws.
gets
Do not be knocked down. One of them was prone by this attack. Go ahead and give me the attack rolls.
Ooh, critical hit and a critical miss. Do I want to save versus death? Do I accidentally overrun the priest?
No, I think you just wildly miss one with the overrun. No big deal. It's normally
2d4?
So it'd be 2d4, yeah.
Something like that. There's is it not a d4 per size category or something like that?
Ooh. There
thing?
might be something about that in there.
I'll pull it up really quickly. You can start resolving zombies if you want.
Okay. Zombies will shuffle.
Runs create an attack of opportunity for the creature being stepped on.
Okay, the 3 zombies
D4 per size category difference, so I should have another D4 on top of that. Or
wonderful.
Oh, barely, but it's crit. So is the 2d4 doubled? Do I get a 4th D4?
Yeah, if it's 2d4, then it's definitely 44.
That should be enough to kill the one.
That's exactly enough to kill it. Okay. All right, it goes down.
And I think the opportunity attack may even apply to natural weapons.
Okay. Skeleton rolls a natural 20 against your horse, and the other one would have rolled a natural 19 against your horse. Well. Your horse gets critical twice.
Wait, hold on. There's no bonuses on that attacks of opportunity, right? It's just a yeah, okay.
Yep. Your horse gets crit twice. Takes 11 damage.
Does a warhorse have 3d8 HP?
3d8. Warhorse might have more than that. Monster monstrous manual.
I do as well. Horses, monstrous manual. Medium, it's 2+2, it looks like. Heavy war is 3+3.
We're a medium warhorse, so we should be 3+3.
Heavy is
4+4.
Okay. This is not the monstrous manual, but is this somewhere else?
I'm looking at the monstrous manual.
Really?
Yeah.
There must be different editions or something.
You sure you're reading it right?
I'm looking at Purple Worm. Wow, writing, yeah.
Are you looking at the monstrous manual or the player's handbook?
I'm looking at a Purple Worm page, so maybe it's wrong. It's okay. So 4+4.
3+3 for medium.
3+3, 3d8 plus 3, 16. Oh, poor pony. So it's gonna be low.
Oh god. Yeah.
Is that 1 HP?
5.
Oh, it took 11 damage.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and the zombos.
Zombies attack the knight. 1, 13, 9 are all misses. One zombie attacks Lilith with a 12 to hit. I don't think Lilith has any armor.
She would have been doing total defense or something,
That's
though,
true.
right?
That's true.
So she's like dodging for whatever.
Yeah. Roll some stuff over here. All right, Lilith manages to dodge the attack. The other one of the zombies comes after the cleric with a 10 from behind is no good. No, the cleric's not an armor. No, he is an armor. He was a traveling cleric. He's got AC.
Yeah, chainmail.
Yeah. And then this zombie comes up and attacks at Malcifer with a 3 to hit is no good. And then I guess we go next. We go again.
Yeah, and the commanding undead is an action, right? I can't attack
Correct.
and attempt to. Yeah. This is not looking good.
Now, this one gets a 6. This one gets a 5. And she will continue with the 3. Lilith goes first, continuing to total defense. A skeleton will attack the cleric. The miss. The next skeleton, this is one that you tried to run past, will turn and come back after you, Malcifer.
I'm way further than that away, though, but I guess it can probably close. If
it can make a half move. How far would you have charged your overrun?
A pretty good distance, like dozens of yards, but I don't think like fully clear
then
the battle.
It'll come
like,
after the knight. Yeah. With an 8 to hit is no good. 9 to hit still a miss. Next skeleton also on the knight with a 19 will hit the knight for 4 damage. He is getting kind of low. The cleric goes, aims a mace at a skeleton. 8 is a miss. Malcifer's turn.
I turn my horse and stare down this zombie, and I say, "Obey me. Obey your true master." And I will make an attempt to control this.
14 and 6 is a 20.
Oh wait, that's our D20. 33, natural
Excellent.
18.
I will give you control.
And I point to the skeleton here, and I say, "Destroy that skeleton." And I think at the end of the round, the zombie runs past me and goes shambling into the fray.
The knight will take his first attack at the already wounded skeleton with a natural 20, ripping it to shreds. The zombies will get their attacks, starting with the one that you controlled. It comes after the skeleton. Why don't you make its attack rolls?
Yeah, it gets a +3 for strength. Is that correct?
Zombies +2 to hit.
Okay, include that. Okay, it misses.
Another 2 for back attack.
Including back attack. So I think it just comes shambling into the fray, and I think just like smacks into the skeleton ineffectually. From the cleric's perspective, I don't know what it looks like. It may just look like it's a clumsy zombie bumbling into battle.
Maybe, yeah. The 2 other zombies attack the cleric. from behind. One with a 4, 5, 6 is a miss. The other with a 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 is a hit. Cleric is going to take D4 plus 4 damage, which is bad for the Cleric. He'll take 8 and be almost dead. The one zombie attacking, what's her name, Lilith, gets a 7 to hit, no good. The 3 others try and pull the knight. Well, yeah, just try and eat the knight. One drags at his leg, misses, can't get a grip. The other one tries to bite his ankle, can't get a grip. This other one does grab the knight successfully and oppose strength check to see if he can pull him off the horse. Zombie gets 14 plus 18. Knight gets 9 plus something less than 18 and gets pulled off the horse to the ground. Gets his second attack of the round as he's on the ground. 9 plus, he's 3rd level, so 9 plus 3. And then is going to be a 12, probably minus 2 for fighting from prone is a 10, is still going to hit a zombie. And the knight will do 9 damage to the zombie. So it's at 21 out of 30. That's everybody. Let's roll initiative. Knight gets a 5. Okay. Excellent. Lilith goes first. She will disengage and run away a little bit. Not too far, but definitely back out here. The Cleric will go, and he will try and turn undead. So he will make a single willpower check. Oh, he botches it. That's a 20 plus twice his level is a 26. It's pretty bad. Contested by the willpower of the controlling guys. So the skeleton will fail. The zombies against him will roll terribly. They roll natural 1s, 3, and 5. The one that you control needs to make your willpower save against the clerics.
Yeah, plus my level, correct?
Right. All you gotta do is a 20-something or higher. Yeah, that's fine. Yours is intact. And the 5 others nearby... Pass, 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 fail, fail. So the skeleton and 2 zombies will stay. The other ones are turned. I'm gonna put little markers on the turned ones. There we go. Skeleton is turned and flees, provoking an attack of opportunity, which is a hit for d6 plus 1, 7 damage to the 8 HP skeleton. So it is turned and fleeing. The knight gets to his feet, makes an attack against the zombie, which is a hit for 10 damage. Good job. Zombie's being hacked to bits. Malcifer's turn.
Where is this zombie looking now that it's... So is the skeleton dead, or did the skeleton...
It is fleeing.
It escape. Okay.
Yeah.
So the zombie was instructed to kill that skeleton. So
Yes.
I think... Did they not get attacks of opportunity?
Oh, he probably should have, yeah. Make your attack of opportunity as the skeleton flees.
17.
Oh, yeah,
so I
he's got
think
1
the
HP.
zombies tore that skeleton to pieces
Yeah.
as it was went running from the cleric.
Yeah.
And does it then turn its eyes on the cleric?
Yep.
Is that what it looks like it's going to do?
Yep. It just goes to the next closest living thing to kill it. But it's your turn, Malcifer.
So I don't know if I can try and grab a new one and issue commands to my existing zombie, but I think I will ride back behind the zombie and the cleric. and issue a command to the zombie as I ride by. And I will shout, let's see. Do I send it back? Yeah, I think I just shout, be gone, foul creature, go! And I will like gather its attention and point off and command it to move in that direction.
Okay. So this zombie will move in that direction on its turn.
These other two were turned, right?
Right.
The ones with hearts are turned.
Right. Yeah. The next skeleton goes. It turns its attention. Oh.
So I hadn't. Wait, that was my.
Oh,
was
you
that
haven't
my
taken
whole
your
turn?
action. Right.
Yeah. Can I attempt to grab a new one?
Sure, please. Which one would you like to grab?
So I think what I'm going to do is go for the skeleton that's about to go next. So I'll ride up into the fray. If I see these zombies turning to scatter, I'll ride up and attempt to control the skeleton.
Okay.
So I'll ride along beside the knight and lean over. I think the skeleton's totally unarmed, right?
Yes.
So I think I just grab its skull as I ride by and jerk it to face me. And I, grumble under my breath. Obey. 31, 14 on the die.
Yep. Oh, well, that should be plus a 16. So that should be a 36. Okay. The skeleton resists your commands, your urges.
Okay. Well then.
Let's see. This zombie is going to wander off.
So the skeleton goes, and maybe it's turned its attention on me, or if it keeps going for the night.
It will. Yep. I mean, you turned its head to face you, so it will make an attack against you. 13, 14 to hit.
No, I have 15 AC.
Your zombie that you commanded to wander off does so. These other two turned ones begin to flee. The cleric gets his last two attacks of opportunity. 13's a miss, or 3's a miss, but 12's a hit for 3 damage. And they will wander. This one flees as well. This one flees in this direction. This one will attack the knight. This one will come over here. So the first one on the knight will try and drag him to the ground again. Hits him, and they get opposed checks. The zombie gets a 22. The knight gets a 28, so he's standing. The other zombie tries to bite the knight with a 12 to hit. No good. And I think that's all the zombies. So let's just go for the remaining figures. Knight gets...
It's just me versus this.
This one gets a 6. Other way around. She's just out of there dodging, waiting. The knight takes a slash at a zombie with a 9. Will hit the zombie, I believe, actually. For 3 damage. The cleric will come charging in, mace in hand at the skeleton, actually charging.
Mm-hmm.
With 14, 15, 16, 17 to hit. Doing 5 damage to the skeleton. I'll give him an HP bar. Mouse the first time.
I was going to attempt to control the skeleton, but it looks like... Actually, we can take it. I think I just shoot the skeleton point blank with my already loaded crossbow.
Go for it.
Don't get high ground bonus for this, but an 18's an 18. I think I just... D6 plus 2, right, for a critted crossbow? Yeah, I just, like, even if it's reduced, I think I just... Dunk.
Yeah, it goes down. It crumbles into bits.
And
Do you have any movement?
I'll stay put there. I'll reload my crossbow and like regain control of my horse with between my thighs, As any proficient horseback rider can.
Excellent. The one zombie tries to drag the knight down again, hitting. Opposed strength contest. That's the knight. Oh, the knight gets pulled to the ground and is prone. The other zombie leans over and begins to feast on the knight with +4 to hit. So that is +6 to hit total. Natural 1. Can't get through the knight's tough armor. Tries to get a bite right out of the breastplate. Breaks his teeth on the armor. And we roll initiative.
I think it's just zombies, so it almost doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter at all. You're right. We can get rid of the initiative order. Malcifer, why don't you go first?
I will dismount and pull this feasting zombie off of the knight.
The bottom one is the feasting one.
Oh, really?
No, you're right. No, the bottom one's the tackling.
The bottom one's the one that like held him down, and this was the one that went for the teeth.
Okay,
I will try to exert control. However, no, I would, yeah. If I succeed on my will check, I think it just does what I tell it to do. If not, it'll probably be a more, yeah. So d20 plus 15 plus 2. Oh my God, Neal! It resists. I'm like, get off, you abomination! And I tug on its back, and it pays me no heed.
What's your +2 for? Level?
My level?
It should be twice your level, so it should be +4.
Then
You still
so
fail.
34.
Yeah.
Still fail.
Yeah.
And I think it's just too strong. Like I'm trying to drag it off of the knight.
And it doesn't.
The knight and the cleric can go.
The cleric comes up from behind the zombie, says a holy prayer, and brings his mace down on the zombie from behind, completely like missing the zombie, almost hitting the knight's leg. Terrible. Well, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, zombies have what? 8 AC? 6 AC. No, that's movement 6. AC is actually 10. That can't be right. They can't have 10 AC. They've got to have like 8 AC. We'll fix it later, but I think it's 8. That makes more sense. The knight will try and shove the zombie off of... He can't really make an attack with a long sword, an arming sword against a zombie on him.
No, he's got a sidearm though, right? Or he could make
he'll just drop his sword, pull out his hatchet, and bring it into the zombie with a 17 to hit, hatcheting the zombie for 6, bringing it low, nice. But it still stands. The 2 zombies, the one on the knight will try and feast with a miss, and the one that you're trying to pull off.
There's only 2. Oh, right. Okay. I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah.
The one you're trying to pull off stays on the knight. Yeah. With
I think
10.
It's just so strong. It doesn't even notice my my futile tuggings. Does it do any damage to the knight?
No, it misses. Can't get through the chainmail and the plate. It's really good armor against teeth and claws. So the party
so I
goes
guess
again.
No initiative necessary.
Right.
All right.
Lilith will move back in and try and stab the zombie. She'll hit it for D4 damage. She'll hit it for 4. 26 out of 30.
Cleric and knight, are they trying to finish off the one that's holding the knight down?
Yes, cleric hits the zombie for 4 damage, finally bringing it low. The knight can get to his feet and slash at the other zombie with an 18 to hit. Clears by 10. Deals 8 and 3 damage. 11. Malcifer's turn.
D20 plus 2 for back attack. It's a miss. So I go, and I think I probably even have to walk over to my horse and remove my bardish, a unwieldy 2-handed weapon, take off like the cover on the blade, and come around behind the zombie to decapitate it. But totally botching that roll.
Totally
the zombie continues to flail. Who does it set its hungry?
It doesn't change its target. It continues to try and drag at the knight with a 13 to hit against the knight's armor. Its fingers getting caught in the chainmail, some bones breaking out of the final fingers. Leaving us with the party's turn.
Another volley of attack rolls.
Yeah.
Critical hit.
Oh, you clear by 10.
Yeah, I clear the maybe the cleric and Lilith take steps back, seeing me like, getting in position, and
Roll me 3
I
times damage dice.
aim the executioner's axe. Double damage, triple,
Yeah, you clear by 10.
23 points of damage. So I
You
bring
just
the executioner's
cut it down.
axe down into the back of the zombie's head. Brains splatter all over the night. And I think the zombie like drags on him, its fingers caught in his chainmail.
Mm-hmm. Yes. You guys look up and you can see standing by lantern light, there is a figure nearby, maybe 100 and some feet off, watching this battle. And as
Who spots him?
I think you all spot him as you look around, because it's the one big source of light in the night.
Up there, and we point. Is there a hill overlooking? Are we ambushed in a valley or something like that?
No. It's on flat terrain.
Okay.
It's just further this direction.
Is there swamp around?
You've moved up the hill a little bit, so you're no longer in the swampy area, but it's still a moist neighborhood. The figure turns to go back inside of a house.
I quickly
nearby.
go to mount up and run this figure down.
All right. We haven't taken a break yet, so why don't we do that now?
I need to use the toilet.
All right. We're going to take a break, and we will come back in a little bit. There will be no sound during the break. Just deal with it.
Oh, no.
See you guys.
Just make your own mouth noises. You can do it.